Hey guys, happy 2018! In this video, Ocarina Owl is going to discuss the top 10 animated characters who play the ocarina. Let's get started. This list is of course subjected to my own personal opinion, and of course if you don't like this list, please in the comments let me know which ones I left out or which ones should be higher on this list. With that in mind, let's get started. Number 10. Rangiku from Bleach. Whoa there, Ocarina Owl. I don't remember anyone playing the ocarina on Bleach. This one's kind of a very special, almost honorable mention, because we hardly see this character play the ocarina, but that's right. In Bleach episode 128, the Soul Reaper or Shinigami Rangiku Matsumoto is seen going into a store. What does she find in this store? Well, it's none other than an English pendant ocarina. It's very interesting because this English pendant ocarina does not appear in any of my other mentions here, and it's one that is unique and worth mentioning, so it has earned the spot of number 10 on this list. Number 9, Professor Layton and the Last Spectre. The character known as Arianna Bard from this video game plays the ocarina. In the video game, Arianna was once known as a witch of chaos and calamity, and she was once upon a time also very high-spirited. But after her father passed away, then she became more introspective. And retreated a lot more. In the game, she is shown to play her ocarina several times to get Lucia's attention. This one ranked as number 9 on my list because she plays a type of ocarina that's the transverse 12-hole type that many of us are familiar with, and this is what earns this mention, the 9th spot on my list. Number 8. Ophiuchus from Fairy Tail. What, Ocarina Owl? Fairy Tail is on this list? Well, to be honest with you, this is a filler episode, and it's very interesting that you will notice this pattern where I didn't mention this about number 10, but the Bleach episode 128 was also filler. So a lot of these different ones you'll notice are either movies or fillers from anime where the characters do play the ocarina, but they just play it in a filler episode. Ophiuchus is known as the Snake Charmer. She is a celestial spirit, which, if you watch Fairy Tail, celestial spirits are often related to the 12 zodiacs, but she is known as the 13th sign of the zodiac. Her key is owned by Yukino, but her contract was severed. Ophiuchus plays the 12-hole ocarina, and she uses 2 main attacks whenever she plays. One of her attacks is called Dance of Death, which sounds pretty epic, but what it really does is any object, inanimate object or living thing that she sets her sights on and that is listening to the sound can be manipulated by her. And the second ability is called Punishment of Death, where she's able to shoot very powerful beams from her ocarina. Now this all sounds pretty cool, but one really interesting thing about Ophiuchus, and one of the reasons why she earned the slot of number 8 on my list, is that when we look at her and her ocarina technique, she actually plays the ocarina with one hand. But it seems very unrealistic to be able to get all the notes on the ocarina. So this is why she has earned number 8 on my list. Continuing with the pattern of anime fillers utilizing the ocarina, Naruto clocks in at number 7. That's right! There's a character from Naruto who does not have a name, but Naruto names him anyway. So here's how it happens. In episode 213 of the original Naruto anime, not Naruto Shippuden, Naruto finds an old man by the river. This old man has lost his memory, but he's a pretty nice guy. He's a pretty cool guy. Naruto takes a liking to him, and he ends up nicknaming him Menma. And as he's trying to help Menma recover his memory, Naruto and Menma get attacked. And Menma uses his ocarina to enhance Naruto's strength by playing. It's actually a pretty emotional episode, so I'm not really gonna spoil it for y'all, but you should go watch it. Naruto ends up keeping the ocarina after his encounter with Menma. Again, this is a pretty small side character on a filler episode of a very popular anime who has pretty cool powers with an ocarina. This is why this mention has clocked in at number 7. Number 6, My Neighbor Totoro. This Hayao Miyazaki film from 1988 features Satsuki and Mei Kusakabe. These two children, I'm gonna summarize the plot, or at least attempt to. These two kids end up staying at this house, and there are spirits in this house, and they are led by two big spirits to find this even bigger spirit-like creature that roars, and the girl interprets it as Totoro. Well, Totoro, and as you can see on the picture, he's got pretty big fingers, and his ocarina looks like a mix between a pendant ocarina and a transverse ocarina. It's actually kind of confusing, but this ocarina is an 8-hole ocarina, I think, something like that, and pretty much he plays it in some scenes and some montages, so it's not a very major part of the plot, but this is not really a filler. This is the first movie on my list. So this is why My Neighbor Totoro has earned spot number 6 on this list. Number 5, Pokemon the Movie 2000. Melody playing Lugia's theme. Now we're getting to the point on the list where some of these are very memorable and very iconic. This one is very interesting. There's a girl named Melody, and she plays not an 8-hole or a 12-hole, but a 10-hole ocarina. And this one is very interesting and very unique design. Her melody is very memorable because when she plays it, she plays it a couple of times. She plays it slow, then she plays it fast. And if you look up Lugia's theme, it's also the same noise or the same song that the Pokemon Lugia has at the end of the movie. One really cool thing about this is that STL made a pretty cool replica of this one. I'll leave a link to that replica in the description below. Listening to Lugia's theme is really, really cool, and it's also really interesting to be able to play it on the ocarina as well. This is what has earned this one the spot of number 5 on this list. Okay, I know I'm gonna probably say this one wrong because it's really new. This is from an anime that was from 2013, Gargantia on the Verdurous planet. Gargantia on the Verdurous planet. Something like that. Well, this show is about a dude who is from the far future, and he has this mech called Chamber, and they're fighting through the stars in the far future trying to save humanity. And then it's really interesting, he crash lands on Earth, and he didn't know there was life on Earth, but apparently life on Earth had been going on for quite a while. And without spoiling anything, Ledo, which is the name of the dude, he just has a real hard time fitting in with the people on Earth because he's really preoccupied with alien invasions and a bunch of other stuff. And so in his spare time, out of something that looks kind of like a tooth or a bone, he makes a 10-hole ocarina, which looks very similar to a transverse Taiwanese style ocarina. He also has a pretty memorable song called Leaving the Maiden's Heart. And he plays this theme a couple of times throughout the series. And it's pretty memorable. The animation of this one is really cool, and this one looks a lot more like the ocarinas that everyone's familiar with. This is why this one has earned the spot of number 4. Number 3, Captain Harlock, Mayu. Captain Harlock is an anime about another dude named Captain Harlock. And this guy is kind of like a space pirate guy, and he protects the Earth because there's a little girl named Mayu, and she was given an ocarina by Harlock. This is a 12-hole ocarina, and when you look at this ocarina closely, it looks very similar to what we know as an ocarina today. Now, it's interesting to note that this one was made in 1977, which is pretty old, before the ocarina became super popular. This is one of the first depictions of the ocarina, and it's incredibly iconic. The melody from Mayu is called, the name is escaping me, it's called Mayu's Theme. It's very simple. Mayu's Theme is incredibly beautiful, and it's about 2 to 3 minutes of a melody. It's just a very beautiful arrangement of just ocarina and harp, and I'd really encourage you to go listen to Mayu's Theme if you haven't, because it's really, really pretty. This is what has earned Mayu's Theme from Captain Harlock the spot of number 3. Number 2, Tapion from Dragon Ball Z Movie 13, Wrath of the Dragon. This one is incredibly iconic because there's a character, his name is Tapion, and he plays the 12-hole ocarina. This ocarina melody is not only iconic, it's very, very beautiful, very nicely done, but it's also incredibly popular. The rundown is that Tapion is trying to lock away this monster, and he basically uses his ocarina to try to lock him away. An interesting thing to notice about Tapion and his ocarina is that he's way more popular in Latin America and in Spanish-speaking countries where Dragon Ball Z movies are very, very popular. This movie is also called Tapion's Movie, or Dragon Ball Z Tapion's Movie. 2 companies make replicas of Tapion's ocarina. There's Sakura Waita from Peru, and they make a replica of Tapion's ocarina and they sell it off of their Facebook webpage. And also there's Luna Kelta ocarina from Mexico, and they make another replica of Tapion's. I can actually show you. I own one! And that's what has earned Tapion the spot of number 2 on this list. Number 1, Link from The Legend of Zelda. The Legend of Zelda is so iconic. It is one of the main reasons why the ocarina exploded in popularity back in the early 90s and the 2000s. Lots of the Legend of Zelda games feature Link playing an ocarina, but the most iconic one is Ocarina of Time. There are so many Zelda replicas out there, and there are so many ocarinas with the Zelda Triforce that it's almost hard to separate Ocarina and Legend of Zelda. This is why this has earned Link the number 1 spot on this list. Do you agree with my order on the list? Did I miss any characters? Have I not seen a show that has an ocarina player in it or an ocarina that's in it? Please let me know in the comments. That way I can look into them and maybe add them to the list in the description. Let me know what you thought. This was a very different style of video than what I'm used to. I'm usually used to making tutorials, but let me know your thoughts. If you want to hear more videos about the ocarina, about the history, let me know. And if you like this video, don't forget to rate it a thumbs up, to subscribe, and leave a comment, share with a friend, do all that good stuff. And if you've already done that, feel free to Feel free to follow me on social media such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and I also have a website with lots of different resources and cool things available. Until next time, this has been Ocarina Owl, signing out.